President Trump's approach to eating is as bold, unpredictable, and attention-grabbing as the man himself. His diet reflects his personality, straightforward, confident, and completely unapologetic. When the interviewer leaned in and asked, "Mr. President, what's your secret to keeping up your energy? You're always on the move, giving speeches, attending events. How do you keep going?" Trump grinned, adjusted his red tie, and replied with his signature confidence, "You're not going to believe this, but I eat what I love. That's my diet." That one line instantly lit up the internet. Within minutes, social media exploded with reactions. Millions of people rushed to Google and YouTube, eager to uncover the details. What exactly does President Trump eat? How does he maintain such energy for those marathon rallies, long flights, and late-night meetings? People expected him to reveal a strict health routine, maybe a diet crafted by personal chefs, or a daily smoothie made of kale and avocado. But no, President Trump's secret turned out to be the total opposite. Eat simple, relatable, and yes, completely surprising. His response shocked both fans and critics because it broke every rule of what a powerful leader's diet is supposed to look like. No detox drinks, no salads, no protein shakes. Just the kind of food everyday Americans love, served with a side of confidence and consistency. President Trump has always done things his own way, and his eating habits are no exception. He believes that if you enjoy what you eat, you'll never feel tired or deprived. To him, food isn't just fuel, it's comfort, motivation, and part of his daily rhythm. So get ready, because once you hear the full story behind President Trump's daily eating routine, you'll never look at fast food, steak dinners, or even Diet Coke the same way again. Unlike many politicians who start their mornings with green smoothies, chia puddings, or protein-packed bowls, President Donald Trump's breakfast routine is shockingly simple, almost too simple for a man who's constantly in the spotlight. According to those who've worked closely with him, President Trump often skips breakfast entirely. That's right, no oatmeal, no yogurt, and sometimes not even coffee. If he does decide to eat, it's usually something quick and classic. Crispy bacon and eggs, or an Egg McMuffin from McDonald's. While most people would assume a president's morning meal involves carefully balanced nutrition plans and health consultations, Trump's version couldn't be more different. He believes breakfast should be practical, not complicated. When asked about his morning habits, President Trump once said with his usual confidence, "I like to keep it simple. I don't need all that health nonsense. I just need food that works." And that quote perfectly sums up his entire philosophy. But behind that simplicity, there's actually a method to his madness. Skipping breakfast isn't laziness, it's strategy. Trump is known to wake up as early as 5 a.m., ready to dive straight into work. Instead of spending time sitting down for a long meal, he uses those early hours to make phone calls, go through daily reports, or catch up on headlines. His aides often say that when most people are still waking up, President Trump is already several hours into his day. Some insiders even joke that his energy doesn't come from food, it comes from momentum. The thrill of being in control, leading discussions and staying ahead, seems to fuel him more than any meal ever could. Still, his breakfast habits reveal something deeper about his personality. Trump values speed, efficiency, and familiarity over complexity. He doesn't need avocado toast or designer coffee to feel productive. In his world, every minute counts, and breakfast is simply another task to be handled quickly and confidently. To President Trump, breakfast isn't a grand ritual, it's a pit stop before getting back to business. And whether he eats or not, one thing's for sure, he always starts his day exactly the way he wants, on his own terms. Now, here's where things get really interesting. Because when it comes to lunch, President Donald Trump's love for fast food is nothing short of legendary. We're talking about all the classics. McDonald's, KFC, Burger King, Taco Bell, you name it, he's had it. And no, this isn't just a rumor whispered around Washington. President Trump himself has proudly admitted it on camera more than once. He's said it clearly and confidently. It's clean. It's consistent. You know exactly what you're getting. At first, that might sound surprising, a world leader choosing burgers and fries over fine dining. But when you think about it, it actually makes perfect sense. President Trump is constantly on the move. Campaign rallies, meetings, interviews, cross-country flights. With such a busy schedule, fast food offers something he values deeply: speed, reliability, and safety. When you walk into a McDonald's or a KFC, you know exactly what's coming. No fancy sauces, no mysterious ingredients, just good old-fashioned American food served the same way every time. For Trump, that consistency isn't just about taste, it's about trust. He's famously cautious about food prepared by strangers, and fast food in his eyes is prepared under strict, visible standards. One of his favorite meals? The classic Big Mac with fries and a Diet Coke, a combo that's become almost iconic. But he doesn't stop there. Sometimes, according to close aides, he orders 2 Big Macs and a Filet-O-Fish, all in one sitting. And get this, when President Trump travels on his private jet, staff members often make sure there's a special fast food bag packed and ready to go. It's like a presidential briefcase, but instead of documents, it's filled with burgers and fries. But here's the real kicker. President Trump sees fast food as more than just food. It's a symbol. He believes it represents something powerful about America itself, affordable, accessible, and unapologetically American. So while other politicians pose with green juices and kale salads, President Trump takes pride in sticking to his burgers, fries and Diet Coke. To him, it's not just lunch, it's a statement. A reminder that success doesn't have to mean giving up the things you love. When it comes to dinner, things get a little more presidential. After a long day filled with meetings, calls, and public appearances, President Donald Trump's dinner is where tradition, power, and personal taste all come together. And true to his style, his evening meals are as bold and unmistakable as his personality. President Trump is a steak and potatoes kind of man. He enjoys classic steakhouse dinners, simple, hearty, and distinctly American. His favorite order: very well-done steak, sometimes accompanied by a side of fries or potatoes, and always with his signature bottle of ketchup. Yes, ketchup on steak. It's one of the most talked about details of his eating habits, and it has sparked countless debates online. But does President Trump care? Not one bit. He once said with confidence, "If you like something, you should have it exactly the way you want it." That single quote captures the heart of his dinner philosophy. No fancy sauces, no experimental flavors, just food that makes him happy. To President Trump, a meal should be satisfying, not complicated. Along with steak, he's also known to enjoy meatloaf, pizza, though he often skips the crust and eats only the toppings, and occasionally ice cream for dessert. But here's where it gets interesting. Trump reportedly gets 2 scoops of vanilla ice cream, while everyone else at the table gets one. Now, that might sound like a power move, but those close to him say it's not about ego. For Trump, it's about routine. He believes that consistency builds control, and control builds confidence. Every detail, even at dinner, follows a rhythm he's comfortable with. Whether he's dining at Mar-a-Lago, Trump Tower, or during a campaign stop, his dinner table reflects his identity. Every plate, every choice reinforces a message. He does things his way. To President Trump, dinner isn't just a meal, it's part of his brand. It's comfort, routine, and self-assurance served together. And whether it's a perfectly cooked steak or a quick burger from McDonald's, every bite sends the same message: live life on your own terms and never apologize for it. Now here's the twist. Despite his unconventional food choices, President Donald Trump rarely seems to slow down. His schedule is jam-packed with speeches, rallies, interviews, and endless travel. Yet somehow, he keeps going with the same intensity every single day. Most people might expect someone with such a hectic lifestyle to rely on nutritionists, supplements, or complex diet programs. But President Trump proves otherwise. His secret isn't about superfoods or protein shakes, it's about mindset. So what's really behind the so-called Trump diet? It's not a structured plan. It's not a routine based on calories or carbs. It's a philosophy, one built on 3 simple ideas. Enjoy what you love, work harder than anyone else, and never apologize for your choices. In a world that's constantly preaching the next health trend, whether it's detox juices, vegan diets, or intermittent fasting, Trump's approach is refreshingly straightforward. He eats what he enjoys, he sticks to what's familiar, and he doesn't overthink it. He doesn't count calories, he doesn't track macros, and you'll never catch him sipping on a kale smoothie. For President Trump, food isn't about rules, it's about reward. It's fuel for confidence, not guilt. And maybe that's the secret: confidence, the kind of confidence that says, this works for me and that's all that matters. People often mistake his diet for carelessness, but there's actually a deeper message hiding behind those fries and Diet Cokes. Trump's approach shows that success doesn't always mean doing what everyone else is doing. Sometimes it's about knowing what works for you and doubling down on it without hesitation, whether you admire him or not. There's a valuable lesson here. Success isn't about perfection. It's about consistency and conviction. So the next time you feel guilty for eating a burger or grabbing fast food on a busy day, remember this: one of the most powerful men on the planet runs on burgers, fries, and Diet Coke. Maybe it's not the food that fuels greatness, it's the mindset behind it. The Trump diet isn't about what's on the plate. It's about living boldly, working relentlessly, and never apologizing for who you are.